If only you were a bit more stronger, or if you weren't so weak. Well, it's all in your head. If you can just relax, you'd be fine and everything would be good.
Maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe everybody feels like this and I'm just blowing it out of proportion. It's a mental illness. You don't choose. This happens to you.
Youth mental illness is on the rise, as 20% of all Canadian youth are personally affected. Our colleges and universities have seen a dramatic increase in struggling students.
There's a lot of misconceptions and there's a lot of stigma attached to mental health. Students will go to their teachers looking for guidance, and the teacher will just say, oh well, you know, just set your alarm and you'll wake up. You won't sleep for the whole day. And then students try and do that, and they physically can't do that because of what's going on in their bodies. You have students who are feeling all of these symptoms, but they're not quite sure what it is, and they're not quite sure how it's affecting them, and so they end up pushing it aside and not dealing with it.
Jennifer Holland has personal experience with mental illness, having had an anxiety disorder from the age of 16.
I knew I had anxiety when I was 16. I had an anxiety attack about a week after I got in a car accident. Every day, you're not sure if you're going to have an anxiety attack. You never know what could set it off. You might feel fine in the morning, and then something will happen in the afternoon. Somebody will get mad at you for something, or anything could happen, and you could have an anxiety attack, and that's terrifying.
Canada's youth suicide rate is the third highest in the industrialized world. Over 4,000 young people die prematurely each year. Eric Windler has met with tragedy when his son took his life at the young age of 18.
It's a tough story, I'm afraid. I lost my son, Jack, 2.5 years ago to suicide. He was a first-year student at Queen's University. I had to find out how this was possible, how you could go from being a family that you thought was just happy and healthy and actually very fortunate to have something like this happen to you.
But the tragedy has inspired Eric to start something revolutionary. The Jack Project is a program that engages students to speak out about mental illness.
I'd like to tell you to have confidence in yourself and to make your identity from the aspects of your personality that you are proud of.
It's incredible how the students start to share stories and get engaged with the discussion once they realize the importance of it and realize really how common mental health challenges can be.
We need to fundamentally change the way we think about mental health. It's time for everybody to be on the same team. It's the only way things will truly change.
The second leading cause of death of young people is suicide, only exceeded by accidents of all types. It seems like the lineups are longer at the student mental health centers at post-secondary institutions. There's a lot of stress and pressure around the expectations of not only getting 1 degree, but maybe having to get 2 degrees to succeed in the workforce today. There's other challenges of just the way the world is now with the economy and the internet and things happening so fast.
I felt like if I went to go talk to a doctor, if I went to talk to a therapist, or if I took medication, it was weakness. You can't do it on your own. You feel like you're not a strong person. You can't do things for yourself because you're asking for help, and I am one of those people that does not like to ask for help. And for years I was like, I can fight this on my own. I can do this. I'm a strong girl. I can do this. But as the years went by, I had worse anxiety attacks, and I had more, and I realized you don't have to fight it on your own.
It's important that if we're one of those people struggling with our emotional well-being, that we feel more comfortable talking to someone about it. Or again, if you see somebody that you're concerned about, that you steel your courage a little bit, find the right time to have that discussion and really encourage that person to open up a little bit and get the support they need.